Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Bringing up some truth. Well, we talk about the war machine a lot on the show. And I always find these little articles that are in the mainstream news, but they just kind of trickle them out there, showing all this waste. Not only do we outspend the next 12 countries combined. It might be higher than that. It might be 15 now. I don't know. Biden got a bigger military budget. $768 billion at the end of 2021. Every president since 9/11, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, have all gotten bipartisan support for more war budgets. It is insane. The Democrats are like, oh, they were so against Trump when he was in the White House, but they weren't against his war budget. That they voted for. That always gets bipartisan support. It always gets bipartisan. War, you always got money for war. So here's a new ridiculous warship that we don't need, that we wasted money on. 4.4 billion U.S. destroyer was touted as one of the most advanced ships in the world. Take a look at the USS Zumwalt. What a dumb name. Wow, what a dumb name. Which has since been called a failed ship concept. This was in Business Insider. That's a lot of money, 4.4 billion. But it wasn't to be fair, it wasn't 4.4 billion. It was 22.4 billion for all of the dumb boats. It's a whole team of boats. It's a whole armada of stupidity. The USS Zumwalt is the largest destroyer in the world. Oh, thank God, because our Navy's not big enough already. We need a bigger one. Just dudes whipping their dicks out. That's all this is. The U.S. Navy's 3 Zumwalt-class ships. Oh, good. We got 3 of them. Why have one waste of money? Well, we could have 3 wastes of money. Like, let's say you can't afford a Ferrari. Like, they cost too much money. And you go, you're right. Instead of that, I'm going to buy 3. Put them on, get them on credit. Doesn't matter. Pay 20% interest. Put them on a credit card. There you go. That's smart. Pay 25%. The 3 Zumwalts. Zumwalt sounds like a nerd from an 80s movie. Hey, Zumwalt, what are you doing here, Zumwalt? I was building a destroyer for my dad. The 3 Zumwalt class ships cost about $22.4 billion in research and development. Oh my God, that's a fancy way of saying we flushed money down the toilet. Well, what was the R&D on the big Zumwalt? Oh, gee, I wonder if we spent research and development on reversing climate change. What if we spent this money on high-speed rail coast to coast that would give Americans jobs? What if we, instead of building pipelines that leak and damage our soil and our water supply and poison our children, what if we had a pipeline of water? So whenever there was a flood in one region of the country, we could send that water to then the part of the country that was in a drought, like California is, the West in general. The Western United States is having crazy droughts. Some of them are saying this is a 1,200-year-old drought. But there's going to be parts of the country that have floods. Gee, I wonder if this could... No, spend it on a big dumb boat called Zumwalt. But one expert says that despite the expense, the Zumwalt is a failed ship concept. So we wasted money on nothing. It's, even if this was like, this is the best ship that's ever been designed, it's still a waste of money. We don't need it. We have a fine Navy. We have the biggest Navy in the world. We are literally the world's police. That's the Navy's ad. They call themselves that. We protect cargo ships from pirates. We don't need a Zumwalt, a 3-headed Zumwalt. Sounds like an ailment. Like, oh God, I got a Zumwalt. I was in a third world country and I drank a glass of water and now I got like a Zumwalt. I'm going to have my Zumwalt removed. General Dynamics. Oh, well, they're good people. Owner of the shipyard Bath Iron Works which built the USS Zumwalt, constructed a $40 million facility just to accommodate the building of massive ships. Are you behind on your rent or mortgage because COVID shut down your industry and you couldn't pay your bills and the government just gave you a $1,200 stimulus check but didn't really help you out? Well, rest easy. General Dynamics has a new Zumwalt factory. Did you have to wait in line for food at a food bank? Are you still having to wait in line at a food bank? Well, we built 3 Zumwalts, and General Dynamics gets to build them at a $40 million facility. Every time you hit a pothole, just go, thank God for the Zumwalt, right? Every time you hit a pothole, just think, man, I love the freedom of America. Every time you're in a park and it's kind of dilapidated, or your kids go to a school that's could use some more funding, we don't have it. Where is it? Right? Every time you're like, you live in a city, you don't have a car and you're trying to take public transportation and it's not great, or it's an old bus, or it's some diesel bus, and like, why don't we have like light rail or something? Just think, we got some Zumwalts cooking. Let's go to General Dynamics. Let's just find out. And this is what I love. I went to our good friends at opensecrets.org. Please go there. Ask it any question of who all your questions are answered. Phoebe Novakovic. Well, thank God we broke the glass ceiling. She makes $23.5 million a year to be the CEO of General Dynamics. I typed in General Dynamics pay, right? And this is what I got. Well, this is actually just from a basic website. This is not from Open Secrets. I had to clarify that. I'm about to show you Open Secret stuff in a second, but you just type in General Dynamics CEO salary, and this comes up. Mark Roulet, Executive Vice President of Combat Systems, he gets $6 million. Jason Aiken gets 7.5. Isn't it great? This is real progress. That now white women can get paid disgusting sums of money to build war machines that take money out of the hands of American citizens and put it into her pockets. She now is she's profiting from bombing poor people in the Middle East and other countries. That's a great day in America. Now we've got equality. When white women, of course she's white, not a woman of color, but a white woman can now profit from war just like white men can. That's real. That is the diversity of the ruling class. There you go. Right? Like, wasn't it awesome that Kamala Harris, when she was Attorney General of the state of California, she got to put black men behind bars? Wasn't it great that a black woman finally said, we can't just let white guys put black guys behind bars. Now a black woman can do it. Isn't that great? Kamala Harris, who could have prosecuted Steve Mnuchin and didn't. He donated to her campaign. She voted him in to be on Trump's cabinet. Like, this is a great system. Don't forget now, this is Open Secrets. The defense industry, of which General Dynamics is one, these are the top candidates in the 2020 campaign that they donated to. Joe Biden, 3.1 million. In a close second, Donnie Trump, 2.7, which means when I hear people say, oh, if Trump was president, we wouldn't be on all of these wars. That is laughable. This is $2.7 million. They were like, one of these guys is going to win. Whoever it is, they're going to be. And remember when Trump was president, he bombed Syria twice. Anyone who says Trump is like the peace president is insane. They're drunk. They're probably drunk and high when they say that. Bernie Sanders, 800 grand. Wow. At 2, Bernie? At 2? Liz Warren got 300 grand here. Lindsey Graham, he's a sellout bitch. Pete Buttigieg, wow, of course, the former naval intelligence officer. So I just wanted to show you where the money goes, who's making the profit, and which politicians get it. And don't forget that we always got money for war, but not money, but not money for you. 1.5 trillion spending plan. Ukraine aid. COVID funding out. This was from March. Bipartisan support. Why is it bipartisan support? Because this is Democrats and Republicans. These are Democrats and Republicans. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Republican, 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 Democrat, Democrat, Republican. Right? Whoops. Hey, the warmongers at General Dynamics. And I'm sure that woman CEO is featured on some like strong, powerful women, women breaking the glass ceiling of the war machine. I wonder what private school she went to. But let's also look at what did General Dynamics, our friends that built the stupid Zumwalt boat at their dumb boat Zumwalt yard. Well, look what they did in 2020 and 2019. I just typed in General Dynamics, which is aerospace, general aerospace, national steel, shipbuilding, digital systems, resources. Just a long way to spend. War machine, taking money away from American citizens and giving it to CEOs to bomb poor people. That's how you read that. The general average contribution is 4.3 million. Lobbying money. So this is direct contributions. This is lobbying money. 10.8 million in 2020, 10.3 million in 2019. They're 26 out of 7,800 lobby groups. Come on, General Dynamics. Get the number up. This is, why did we waste $22.4 billion on 3 dumb Zumwalt boats? They paid for it. And that woman gets $23 million to do this. And I'm sure she's got like Latino women cleaning her house for $10 an hour or something like that. I'm sure she probably lives in a modest condo and gives all of her money to her employees. Oh, hey, look. Oh, here's more money sent. $40 billion to Ukraine. Bill with wide support. Why did they get wide support? I just showed you. But at least America, we spend so much money on war, but we also spend it on infrastructure. That's why we're number 1 in infrastructure. Oh, God, Singapore. Jesus. Ranking America's infrastructure. The state of America's infrastructure is comparable to other rich countries, according to score developed by the World Economic Forum. Okay, 1, Singapore, 2, Netherlands. Okay, we got to be, America's in the top 5. We're definitely in the top 5. We should be number 1, but we're in the top 5. I guarantee we're in the top 5. Oh, God, not what? Hong Kong, Switzerland, Japan, South Korea, Spain, Germany, France, Austria, United Kingdom. We're not even in the top 10? All right, we better be in the top 15. United Arab. Okay, 13. We're 13th. Yeah, suck it, Belgium. You 14th place idiots. We're number 13. So we got a new Zumwalt. We're sending money to Ukraine, which is a proxy war, we don't care about the Ukrainian people. We just want to push because this is good for business. A never-ending war in Ukraine is good for business. We should be number 1 in infrastructure. We're the richest country in the history of the world. We should have the best public transportation in every city. We should have the best rail system coast to coast. We should have an electric vehicle infrastructure nationwide, our freeway, everything. We should have the cleanest air. We should have solar panels on every home and every government building. We should have the best schools. We should have little to no crime. We should have no homelessness. We're 13th in the world in infrastructure. 13. At least we're better than Belgium and Denmark. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're in war in Somalia. That just happened. But that's for freedom and justice. That's not for the oil. God damn it. It's always for oil. Oh, Christ. But at least, look, the stimulus money the government has been paying for the last 2 years has really been helping Americans out. I mean, that's God damn it. No. Oh. No lessons have been learned. It's almost like we're on the brink of a financial collapse because we've overspent all our money on war like every collapsing empire does it. When is American empire going to collapse? It's collapsing. We're in the middle of it. Americans want a big theatrical, like thunderclap, collapse. We're in it. It's happening. We spend all our money on war. We don't spend it on infrastructure. We don't spend it on education. We don't spend it on our citizens. There's a handful of wealthy people. Thanks for watching the show, guys. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and shave your knuckles for justice. That's the only way we're going to make Gotham great again. We're not going to make Gotham great again by spending money on war or the police. Spend money on social services. Spend money on making people's lives better. We have an opioid epidemic. We have an obesity epidemic. We have people in a facing financial crisis. We have all of these statistics of desperation, high suicide rate, high gun violence, untreated mental illness. Our children aren't even safe in this country. You're not safe. I'm not safe. But we got money for war. And the female CEO of General Dynamics makes $23 million a year. So at least we got equality. At least we got diversity. The diversity of a crumbling empire. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.